This is our podcast, Diabetically Speaking with SmartMove360. And today we have our special edition, Warriors, talking with people who live with diabetes, deal with it every day, know this diagnosis from the inside out. Let's go. All right. Hello again. Welcome, new people. Welcome back, those who are following us. We are on YouTube, we are on podcast platforms, we are obviously in Facebook, going live directly to all those channels. And today, my guest is Maria. Maria is one of the warriors, and I'm so grateful that she actually agreed to meet with me today here on the podcast and answer our questions. So, Maria, welcome to the podcast. And just quick introduction, who you are, where you are on your diabetic journey. Would you please briefly let people know about you?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for inviting me, Irina. It's a pleasure to be here. It's
Thank
always
you.
it's a happy place to talk to you and learn so much from your page. Thank you for
Thank you.
inviting me. Well, my name is Maria. I live in uh, Alberta, Canada, and I'm 48 years old. Who's been recently diagnosed with diabetes, and actually I'm on my day 282 now, which is roughly 9 months since diagnosed. But I'm happy to say that I'm very healthy. I'm off meds. I'm in a good place. And I'm happy to share that everything that I've learned with anyone who's willing to listen. And I've learned so much from this group that I like to give back and I like to tell my story. Whatever you like to know, uh, I'm willing.
Thank you. Thank you, Maria. Yes. So we met with Maria in our support group meeting. And obviously, she found our group, Diabetes 101 for Beginners, and joined the meetings and learned some from the meetings and also helped others to learn from her experiences and shared information. So she is an active member, and I'm, as I said again, I'm grateful for her being able to share her story with others. And I believe that this is very important for people to hear different stories. We hear stories, we already had episodes with the caregivers, we had the stories with people who are managing, but still, in a way, not really fully got their main issues resolved. And we had the podcasts where our guests shared their uh, really success stories when they're totally off meds, totally under like control what is going on, and willing to share their story. So today we have Maria to talk to. And you said that you took for you 9 months to get to here. So what are you doing now, and what did it take for you to get to this
Uh,
space?
Actually, well, I'm 9 months since diagnosis, but um, I started with a A1C of 13.5%,
Oh wow.
and today I've been stable since December at 5.9 with
Mm-hmm.
no medications. At the beginning, I did took very strong medications, but after pretty much cutting on white bread, potatoes, rice, which was very difficult for me, and also pasta. Then in 87 days, I was already off meds. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing that since then, just with portion control and exercise. I've been very disciplined about the exercise because it doesn't only make me feel really good, but also helps to balance my sugar levels. And at the beginning, there's no family history. I didn't have like the usual stuff, no cholesterol, not fatty liver, no high blood pressure, nothing. Like I was okay. And I went for my yearly physical, and the results came back. And I asked for a second and a third opinion, and I was in disbelief. So it hit me mostly mentally because I wasn't expecting it. I like
Uh-huh.
everyone else, I wasn't expecting it, especially because I have some anaphylactic reactions to peppercorn. So there's no processed food in my house. Everything
Mm-hmm.
cooked from scratch, and it's very clean and very healthy. So it wasn't something that I was expecting it. However, it did happen. It could happen for anyone,
Yes.
especially if they're not taking care of themselves. So if it happens to me that I was taking care of myself, it could happen to anyone. The reason I'm here is because even though my A1C being so high,
Mm-hmm.
after getting the medication, which make me feel really, really sick for a few days, then I was happy to get off. And I'm
Okay.
happy to still off as much as possible. Eventually, my doctors, my medical team, and my doctors and I now know that I will go on insulin, but
Mm-hmm.
not today. And I'm
Uh-huh.
happy to take it one day at a time. I always tell to people, take it one day at a time, one meal at a time, and just work, do whatever works for you, because we are all different. And
Yes.
what might works for me might not work for you. But exercise and portion control have done wonders. And of course, eliminating all the bad carbs,
Yeah.
mainly.
Yes. Just quick question. I know it's not on the list of questions I told you. How did your family respond to your diagnosis? Did you have to cook like different for yourself and then for the rest of your family? I know you're a stay-at-home mom, so obviously there are kids in the picture. So how did they respond to this?
No, I cook for everyone. We all eat the same. My kids, it's fantastic because they're good eaters, so they will eat whatever I place on the table for them. And we have just change the things. And instead of white rice, I do bulgur, or I
Mm-hmm.
do brown rice. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I try the starch. The ones, the starch you put it on the fridge and then you cook it the next day or you eat it the next day. um we don't do pasta very often, and we
Mm-hmm.
switch the white bread or regular bread for sourdough or brown whole
Yes.
wheat.
For,
No,
uh-huh.
and they're good with it. They understand what's my condition. They understand what are my restrictions, because I already was very restricted on many foods because of my
Mm-hmm.
allergies. And they're being good campers because they follow up and they join me, and it's great. Like they eat their veggies, they eat their fruits, they portion control as well. It's funny to see the little ones saying, "Oh, I'm not having this because I'd rather have that instead."
Oh,
Like
nice.
the
Wow.
children making good choices. And I
Great
think
job.
it's something that we all need to educate ourselves and our families.
Yes, this is great to hear. I don't know what language you used with your kids because very often we here in a group, you probably saw those posts that people have that they are nervous, they are freaking out because they don't want to punish the rest of their family for their own mistakes, bad choices, and stuff like this. I personally believe if this is good for you, if this is a good, healthy choice for you, it should be just as healthy choice for the rest of your family. And if you don't drink the soft drinks knowing that this is not good for you, why would you poison the rest of your family with those same drinks, allowing them to. I mean, we all know that some people feel good when they smoke, but it doesn't mean that they will stick that to, you know, require their kids to smoke because some people feel good from that, right? We all know the bad results that could happen. So yes, this is great, and I'm glad that you were able to speak with your kids in a language that they understood the importance of it.
Funny thing is, we all fight here for the salads.
For the
And it's,
salads?
yes, yes, because sometimes I do prepare my salads ahead of time in
Uh-huh.
order to have them ready. So if I'm come back from my activities or my stuff, then I have something that is um, safe and healthy for me to eat already made, as opposed to grab whatever is there when I'm starving, or.
Yes.
And so I have to label the Tupperwares and put like, "Don't eat my salad. Leave my salad alone," because they will come from school. They will find the first thing in the fridge, the salad, and they will take it.
Uh-huh.
So what I do is make big portions of salads
Yes.
so we can all have salads. Because if
Yes.
it's good and healthy for me, well, guess what? It's good and healthy for them too.
Perfect. How
So
old are they?
I'm proud of them because they've been good
Yeah.
sports. They've been keeping me in company, but it hasn't been that hard because, as I mentioned, um, due to my allergies, our
Uh-huh.
cooking
They
is
were
being clean and healthy.
they were already a little bit tuned into the healthy way of eating and
However, if they want some fast food or some, treats, I will buy them for them. I won't
Mhm.
punish them, as you say. I won't punish them. If they want them, then they can have it. But gladly, they know and they understand how much they can have,
Yeah,
or
just
they can.
just don't make it everyday thing. Once in a while, as you know, I've heard this approach, 2080. So as long as you're 80% good with your choices and everything, once in a while, somewhere not in a house, you could, have something, but don't bring it back home. It's all outside. It's
Mhm,
not in our household.
mhm. No, even myself, like I had a great medical team. I have, and I suggest this for everyone, to get a good medical team that make you feel confident and make you feel safe, and that allow you to help you and teach you all the things that you need, all the tools, all the information that you need in order to manage your condition as best as possible. So in my case, my nutritionist, she didn't restrict me on anything,
Hmm.
not even sugar. Like, I could have ice cream,
Hmm.
but make sure I pair it with some protein,
Yes.
and it's a small scoop, and
Yes.
maybe add some like healthy fats to it, like peanut butter, or
Uh-huh.
some nut butter, and maybe some nuts on it, to
Yes.
prevent the spike of the sugar. But I haven't been banned for it because it's a lifestyle, but you also need to live. So there's certain activities like Easter right now. I'm probably gonna have a good Easter egg, but I'm gonna make sure it's like a good one, not the bad kind, not the cheap one.
Yeah.
Now I choose more conscious of, if I'm going to sin, then I'm
Yes.
gonna make it good. I make it worth it. If
Yes.
I'm going to eat a fry, then it's better be a good fry, no a
Exactly.
cheap one, not a bad one, because there are certain times and qualities. And now I choose the best as possible in order to fulfill maybe a craving that I will have, as everyone does, because this is life.
Yeah,
And
and we are human. Yeah.
you cannot cut yourself from, social activities and stuff. I always carried my little lunchbox with a protein on it, a tuna can, a tuna, nuts, maybe cheese strings, um the protein shakes already made,
Mhm.
premier ones. That's the one that I use, and it works for me. Make sure you try and test, and then you'll
Yeah.
know what works for you. And the other recommendation, which it was like a game changer for me, and I recommend it to whoever can use it as much as they like and or can afford it, because I know it is expensive, unfortunately, but it's a game changer, and I really like it because I can see the results right away.
Mm-hmm.
It's to use the
Yeah,
whatever.
CGM. Yeah.
Yes, whatever brand, they all work the same, but it allows you
To know.
to learn because if I say white rice, whoops, my sugar's already spiked just by
Mm-hmm.
mentioning it. But and I know that because I have
Mm-hmm.
tried and I have seen it. But then I do brown rice and it doesn't affect me. That's bad.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
each one is different, and I really like trust your medical team, and also you have to learn from
Yes. Yeah,
yourself.
definitely. So I have a few more questions for you. Let's briefly go over them. You are mentioning your healthcare team. Who are on your team? You said nutritionists. Who else is on your team?
There was a diabetes educator.
Okay.
As I mentioned, I didn't have any background, no family history, so I was all by myself.
Uh-huh.
I'm originally from Costa Rica,
Okay.
and just it's me and my husband and my kids who lived here in Canada. So I was all alone. I had
Okay.
no one to ask to. So
Yes.
my family doctor, he referred me to see a nutritionist,
Okay.
a diabetic nurse,
Yes.
an optometrist,
Okay.
and also a
Podiatrist.
psychologist,
Who?
a therapist, a psychologist.
Okay. That's
That,
actually a very good point. Yeah.
and then later, when we started to ask questions and trying to find some answers, an endocrinologist as
Uh-huh.
well, to run up some tests and to verify what type was I.
Mm-hmm.
And don't laugh, but I'm 1.5,
Mm-hmm.
which basically means that my pancreas isn't producing enough insulin for my needs, and eventually I will go on insulin. But as
Okay.
I mentioned earlier, it's not today. It's not happening today. I want to share some of my shirts that I like to.
Okay. Proud owner of useless pancreas. Okay.
Because that's what I am. I'm still proud. I'm proud
Okay.
owner, even though it doesn't work as it should, but it is what it is.
All
So
right.
we have to be proud of ourselves. We have to
Yes. Yes.
trust our team. If you're not happy with your doctors, find another doctor, because you have
Uh-huh.
to be happy, and you have to be
Yeah.
uh, you have to trust them because they lead you to the right place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, good suggestion. And the therapist, is great help. A lot of people I see in our group, they are struggling emotionally. They could manage their what they eat, they do the exercises, but they still struggle emotionally. And stress contributes to blood sugar readings greatly. So it's very important if you feel that emotionally you still uh, challenged, to look for the therapist. And most insurances actually now are covering the therapy help. So I wanted to thank you, Maria, for reminding about it, because this is something that, if you have an insurance, is available out there.
Mental health, it really does play a role on the blood
Yeah.
sugars. And I find out that I am a very emotional diabetic kind of
Hmm.
person. If I'm happy, it fluctuates. If I'm sad, same thing. If I'm worried, if I'm stressed. So
Yes.
yes, yes. Luckily, I can say I've been dismissed from almost everyone from my medical team,
Uh-huh.
except for obvious reasons the endocrinologist and also
Yes.
the family doctor, because they have to see me
Yes.
every time anyways. But I like the diabetic nurse, I have to see her only once a year to check my feet. The
Mm-hmm.
optometrist, same thing, once a year
Yes.
to to see there's no damage on my eyes. The therapist, like, there wasn't anything else she can do for me. I understood I was on a grieving
Mm-hmm.
stage, but there's something that she can only, stretch it or make it shorter as much
Yes.
as you can, and it's only you. But
Mm-hmm.
she gave me the tools on how
Yes.
to do it, and one of them is writing a journal, which is
Yes.
why I know which day I'm on it, and it has
Uh-huh.
helped me really much. And also, I've been dismissed from my nutritionist because she says, well, you already know what to do, you already know what to eat, there's nothing else I can teach you.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah.
after
Yeah,
after
you're a good student. You're a good student. So, quick question. What was your biggest aha moment when you were learning about your how you can manage, what you can do, how can you improve?
Yes, my biggest one was really to see how bad influence the food industry is, how bad we've been taught how to eat um, processed food and already made food, and the amount of carbs, like it's carb over carb over carb over carb. And I wasn't aware of that until I started
Mm-hmm.
cutting off, because you go to a fast food restaurant, and then you have the sandwich with bread, and then you have the fries on the side, and the big pop or milkshake, and it's all full of
Yeah.
carbs besides all many other things.
Yeah. And,
So
and and
yes,
just looking at the labels in the store, you will be amazed how many items have extra sugar. Even if it is a mustard, it still
correct.
might have some sugar in it.
It's funny because everything same as a peppercorn, like spices and seasonings is a big no for me, and
Uh-huh.
it's on everything.
Yes.
So now it's not only that, also sugars, right? And
Uh-huh.
then you start to look at it, everything has sugar on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really it was a like, oh, now I see, now I understand, and start to understanding how this really impacts in
Mm-hmm.
your body and your sugars.
Yes.
And I'm proud and happy to say that my kids, they already reading labels.
Perfect.
If we were all educated to do that, then we will know better how to choose and make the right choices for ourselves
Definitely.
and our
Yeah.
families.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, how old are your kids?
My oldest one is 17 and the youngest one is 10.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All
But
right. A good spread, and it's great to have them on the team. So, last question before we move to announcements. What would be your one suggestions for supporters or caregivers? Because I know that we often have family members who are willing to help, but not all of us, that's the main problem, educated about what kind of help can be done, offered, where people may need help. What kind of what suggestion can you give to caregivers and supporters?
yes, educate yourself. Ask as many questions, even the ones that you think they're stupid. No, there's never a stupid question. Ask and ask and ask for opinions, for people who has knowledge. Read as much as you can. Everything's different for everyone, so you have to learn that too. Try and test, because otherwise there's no way. But mostly learning, be
Proactive learner.
exactly, exactly. There's many. This group, it's amazing. I have learned so many things from your group, Irina. It's
Excellent. Thank
amazing.
you.
And people can get so much good advice from this group that will help you in your journey. You just have to
Definitely.
try them. It might not work, all of them, but it's possible. And if
Mm.
you're disciplined and you're willing to learn and you have that open mind, open spirit, then good things will happen to you as it happened to me. And you can stay still living with this condition, but be as healthy as possible and as happy as possible because um, it might sound weird, but I heard many people saying having diabetes is a blessing. Yes, it's a blessing if you take the good things out of it. It's a blessing.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard that before, that being diagnosed, for some people, they say that was a blessing for me because that was the last straw that finally forced me to make some changes and start making better choices, start taking care of myself. And while I'm taking care of myself, I'm also taking care of my family, and all together we are much healthier now. And I see it when people, somebody starts working on reducing their, carbs in their menu, reducing some, increasing the amount of activities, they lose weight, and their spouses, their family members, they also lose weight. So the whole family is shrinking, feeling better, feeling happier, and that's all for good. Maria, I know that we can talk with you for a long time, but I need also to make sure that I make our announcements. That is important for our podcast. Thank you very much for this discussion. Please stay here. We will have another moment, opportunity to wave our hands goodbye to our visitors, listeners. And right now, I just wanted to remind everyone that on in our Facebook group on Mondays we have motivational Mondays, where the our agent of change, Monica Henderson, has little episodes, like 5-10 minutes episodes, talking about how important the choices that we make are, how important the changes that we make in our lives, and helping us to improve our diagnosis. All right. On Tuesdays, we do have, every Tuesday, we have Telenurse Tuesday, when our registered nurses are coming to the group and answering questions that our members can post under the announcement, and nurses go over, answer the questions. We have several nurses signed up for it, and they are happy to be of service. On Wednesdays, not every Wednesday, but every other Wednesday, we have the support group meetings. This is where we met with Maria and with many other our members. We meet there, talk about challenges, share the questions and worries. Very often we have some healthcare practitioner. It may be a doctor, it may be a nurse, it may be the dietitian, it may be a pharmacy doctor, somebody with the medical degree, those who are meeting with people with diabetes on a regular basis, sharing their expertise, suggestions. We have chance to ask the questions. And of course, on Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, we do our podcast that we have every Thursday. We have the healthcare professional talking with us. And on the last Thursday of the month, I invite the warriors to share their stories. And again, thank you, Maria, for helping me with that today. On Fridays, we have Fitness Fridays with Trevor Brown. When he goes online in the morning, somewhere around 9 a.m. Eastern, and talks about different exercises, talks about, again, nutrition that may be helpful for people. And we are grateful for this opportunity. And by the way, today, March 28th, Trevor will have his masterclass in our group. He will be talking about uh, carbs, carbohydrates, and how we can live our life healthy and still eat carbs. They are different, and the difference is huge and makes a different effect on our lives. One more very important announcement. On Saturday, April 27th, we have our next Healthcare Expo. Everybody is invited. It will go live into the Facebook group, And of course, I wanted to say thank you to our sponsors, Mink Life Motivation, Unbalanced Entertainment, Life Based Solutions, and Empower People That Care. Those are the people, those are the companies that are helping me to bring all this information to you to make sure that I am helping people as much as I would love. I would love to help even more, but they are really supporting me on it. With that, thank you very much again for listening. Maria, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you, Rina.
And we will meet next Thursday.
Just one thing, I want to
Yeah.
say they am a native Spanish speaker. So if
Yeah.
anyone would like to speak to me in Spanish, I'm willing.
Here is Maria's name. So you could copy this name and find her in our group. She is right there. With that, have a great day. Talk to
Thank
you
you.
next week.